Hello, friends and family, and welcome to the 2023 Waco Annual Charity Open, presented by Prodigy. We are at the Brazos Park East here in Waco, Texas. And this is the second stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and I'm Holly Finley.
Joined by Connor O'Reilly, and I'm happy to be here. This is a beautiful Texas spring we have blooming here. The course is greener than we're used to seeing, and it's just a fun course to play. So much can happen out here. It challenges a great variety of shots compared to some courses we'll see on tour, and it's, like I said, it's beautiful to be out here at Brazos East. Here we have a look at Lydia Lyons, a player some of you might not have seen. I think last year was her first year fully touring. 909 rated. And here we have Paige Shue, former world champion, coming in just under 930 rated.
Katrina Allen, two-time world champion and the winner of last week's Pro Tour event in Las Vegas. Rounding out the card, we have Missy Gannon, also known as Big Money Missy, cashing big putts. Here we are, hole one. Starting off, you have to throw over this OB area. We also have an OB on the sidewalk left and an OB that wraps all the way around the basket behind. You're looking to get a 2 on this hole. It's slightly downhill, coming in only at 291 feet. It's a great way to get a birdie to start off the round and get going strong.
Yeah, this is the cleanest since I've played this tournament that we've seen this gap up the middle, so FPO field really looking to play a nice straight shot, probably mid-range or fairway depending on your power level, and really use that hill, that slope on the left of the basket to gather your shot in.
Lydia came in a bit low and didn't quite make it inside the circle.
Second on
it
the
should
tee
be a
for
fairly
your
easy up
904
and
tee
down.
time from Charlotte, North Carolina, Paige Shue.
Yeah, the way that slope acts behind the basket, she can definitely give that one a nice soft bid to get her round going.
Shue throwing an undertaker here on the tee of 1. And it looked like she pulled it a bit right, but it turned out to be a beautiful shot, and she'll have a putt at birdie.
904 tee time from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Katrina Allen.
We all know the damage that Katrina can do off the tee. Look for her to put this one close, and Paige avoided near disaster with that late pull, and a start like that might kind of be pretty ideal. You get scared, but then you get to get rewarded with pretty much a birdie, and might help focus up.
Katrina Allen throwing her signature series SP Rift off the tee, and she makes it inside circle 1 as well.
Your 904 tee time from Beacon, New York, Missy Gannon.
Looks like we have a nice tailwind here today, so a player is able to play a nice straight disc and really just make sure to control the wing angle.
Missy using the Big Z Mantis, and she makes it inside circle 2. We'll see if she's feeling aggressive for that first putt of the day.
Yeah, if we know anything about Missy's game, is she's not going to lay this one up, especially the way that hill is going to collect any misses. Oh, but she kind of has a scary angle here.
Ooh, she wasn't scared at all. Cage hit. It's a good aggressive bid for hole 1. Lyons up for bird.
Yeah, tailwind just pulls that one out of the air. Didn't quite give it the commitment.
Katrina cashing her first putt of the day. Love to start off with a birdie on hole 1.
Yeah, that nose down putt of Katrina's kind of rode the tailwind there and pushed her to the basket, whereas Lydia's flatter putt got pushed down.
Shue cashing her birdie putt.
When the course gives you those freebies, you got to take advantage. That's the sign of a great player. Missy ran that one confidently. I feel like that's something she can use to build the rest of the round off, starting off with a long putt already and catching metal. Our second plays with the Brazos River on the right here. A lot of times you'll see a ripping headwind, but I believe we'll still have that same tailwind here. And at 531 feet, a lot of players are looking to get their drives way down here and have a sub 200-foot approach. This hole played a whole half stroke under par today, so easiest hole on the course. They did raise this basket up a change from years past, and I think a very good one to mix the hole up just a little bit, maybe add a 1/10 of a stroke or quarter stroke of difficulty once the wind picks up.
Paige taking the right side. There's a lot of different landing zones on this fairway. Depending on what type of upshot you want, you can choose your drive accordingly. It's an absolute smash from Shue.
Katrina's a little higher, gonna land a bit softer, not get quite as much forward skip, but placing it right there in that same landing zone. Ooh.
That was a lucky tree kick, so she'll have an open up shot.
That's really all you're asking for on this hole. Put yourself in bounds and just don't be on one of the few big trees in the fairway. And Lydia did that. Bit overturned from Missy, not quite able to get the same ground play as those other shots, and she'll have the first throw into the green.
This is a par 4, but Missy could get there from here if she's looking to be aggressive.
That looks great.
Oh, that's perfect. She'll be putting for birdie. That low drive didn't even matter.
Yeah, and hole 2 is showing why it was the easiest hole on the course today. Though I believe we're supposed to have a little bit of a wind shift tomorrow, so let's see how much the headwind affects the scoring average on hole 2.
Two solid forehand ups from Lydia and Katrina, both inside the bullseye. And Paige Shue with the longest drive of the group.
Yeah, touches the base. The way this one shapes up, a lot of players who pure the drive have that left to right moving shot into the green. That's a great putt for Missy there. Nice cleanup. And our feature card looking like they're going to show you guys why this hole played a whole half stroke underneath the par today.
And I believe this is the first year we've ever had the elevated basket on this hole. It's always been very windy on this green, and this year they gave us the elevated basket, so it adds a little bit more of a win factor.
Yeah, I think it's something this hole probably needed.
Welcome back. Hole 3 coming in at 300 320 feet of par 3. They've added a few new trees this year. You can see these skinny guys on the right with the mulch around them. We also have an elevated basket. It's a very reachable hole, but it plays slightly uphill, and oftentimes it feels like it's a little bit longer than 320. Also, those new trees they put right in the perfect right-hand, backhand flight path for the majority of the players. So
they really did. And actually, when I first saw that, I went and talked to tournament director Ryan Draper, and he trimmed up this middle tree you see Paige flying to the left of about 8 to 10 feet of those hairy branches, and that was nice of him to do. And
yes,
she
it was.
Plays that to perfection.
Shue landing right outside the bullseye. She'll be putting for birdie. I love that direct route at the basket. Katrina taking that wide hyzer route.
Yeah,
getting caught up on those new trees, and that's exactly what they were put there for. To make the hole that much more difficult.
Yeah, I feel like with them taking that right side away or making it at least a little more of a skinny route, cleaning up that middle really helps with the visual appeal of the hole, and just letting you know you got to throw it straight, but you can still kind of use that right side. Just a bit nose up there from Lydia.
Missy also getting caught up in the new twiglets.
You can see how fresh they are. Those tree hits with the disc just made the whole trunks just shake.
And this is just such a standard shot. It almost feels like a loss of a birdie if you don't at least get a putt at it.
Yeah, with some of the shots the tour demands of us, something like this is definitely in everybody's wheelhouse, and you want to be minimum circle's edge on this one.
We've got Paige Shue, the only one putting for birdie here on hole 3. And it's not Paige Shue's turn yet. Missy cleans up her par.
Yeah, that was an upshot that left a lot to be desired for Missy, and cleans it up with that strong putting. This lighting is fire, you guys. Look at that. Course is looking beautiful right now.
Excellent. Look at that. 3 birdies in a row from Paige Shue. What a strong start.
Yeah, the key to Brazos East is to get off and running through the first 11 holes, get through 12, and then pick your spots on the back. And you can really do a lot of damage here early, and that's how you'll see the hottest rounds happen.
It's great to see Paige starting off so strong. She's coming back on tour with her family in the cool Discraft RV. After having a couple seasons off from the tour.
In hole 4, we are now into the 9-hole wooded stretch of the course. This one is one of the iconic ones. You might say 441 feet seems pretty short for a par 4, but this one takes a very specific drive to give yourself a window to the basket. If you beat this tree that we just flew past on the right, the big trunk, you can have some angles up into the green. It does downslope just behind the basket to the Brazos River, so if you come in with any bit too much speed outside the bullseye, it's easy to leak down to that out of bounds.
Shue up first with a nice gentle hyzer, but she gets caught up in the left corner. She did kick out to the fairway, so it's a favorable landing spot. The key here is really just making it around that first corner and trying to land anywhere outside of the woods. Just don't get caught up left or right, and you should be able to at least get a 4 here. It's looking really good from Katrina Allen.
So sorry for the big wet spot.
And just even being, 1 foot inside the woods can be detrimental to getting a par here, but she's got a good sidearm, so I expect she could scramble.
Yeah, the fairway is clean here, but it's really a wall of trees, especially on that short left side there. It can be hard to make progress when you're inside.
Sounded like Lydia's might have got caught up early left as well. Let's see if Missy can make it to that tree around the corner that everyone desires to get to.
She definitely missed a little wide of where she intended. That tree that she flew to the right of there off the tee, most players are looking to get inside of. And she's not going to have a great angle, but 4 should be pretty solidly in play.
Paige could have gotten to the green from there if she had the right turnover shot. That is not impossible.
Yeah, you really have to be accurate on that first shot here and make progress through the first gap. Otherwise, par is about as good as you can do.
I feel like that twig knocking down Lydia's disc was a blessing. It looked like it was headed right into the Shue.
The nose was up a bit for sure.
Katrina had some killer sidearms at Las Vegas. Let's see how far she can get with this one.
Oh, this one looks to be a bit right, and let's see if she has...
that wasn't the right line I expected from her.
Yeah.
Missy's got a little hero tunnel here. Okay, well, it's a par 4, so we've got a couple more strokes to work with.
Yeah, Missy was in a spot where it really entices you to try to go for it, but you're almost better off just laying up and taking that clean 100, 150 footer up to the basket.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This is a hole where I think it's wiser to be in a better spot than to try to get just a few more feet out of that pitch out. Just get in the good position. This is Katrina's third shot. And that is a putt, but there's water behind the basket. It's downhill. So we'll see how aggressive they're both feeling over there in that corner.
Missy looks like she's found some kind of window by leaning towards the out of bounds here.
And this is Missy's third shot. Hitting another gap through the bushes. Wow, what a great shot. She'll have a putt at par. That's what you're looking for. She scrambled all the way to the green.
Well done from Paige there. Not a player who throws a ton of forehands, but out here in Waco, I think almost everybody ends up throwing a scramble forehand at some time.
Katrina opts for the safe layup. As does Lydia. No one wanted a taste of that death putt. Let's see what Paige Shue has for us. I liked it. I liked the aggressiveness. Sometimes it's hard to give it a go when you see the water behind and you know that hill's there. Big money Missy. Putting for par. Let's go. I loved it.
Great stick.
That didn't look timid at all, did it?
No, high right. That's a confident putt. That's a powerful putt. What about you, Holly? Did you throw any forehands today out there?
All kinds of them.
What's so?
You can't not throw forehands at Brazos East, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I was practicing with James, and he even had to bust him out a few times. Nice and firm for Lydia there to clean up the bogey.
Lydia is a really strong putter. I played with her in a lot of rounds over the last couple of years, and she's a very solid game. Huh. Finders keepers.
Let's get that off the top of the basket during tournament week, you guys.
Free putter. Just kidding. That'll be at the Lost and Found. Let's check out hole 5. 264 feet of par 3. This hole plays uphill. It's easy to pull your disc over to the right side or also let it come out early left. Also, the ceiling comes into play. A lot of these twigs that don't have leaves on them are hard to see when the sunlight's shining through. So oftentimes think you've got a great shot and then the invisible twigs just smack it down. So you've got to really have the right height control. A lot of times you can just push it right into that dirt hill and slide up to the basket. Missy Gannon up first.
Yeah, the key here is to hit the top of the hill, and looks like the ground is a bit sticky from the rain last night. Didn't quite get the slidey ground play you typically get there, but still edge of circle putt for Missy.
It was very muddy today. Shue up next, and she crests the top of the hill and sneaks up inside the bullseye. Paige Shue. Let's get that run back. Thank you, Flight Factory.
Yeah, this hole really suits a slight hyzer out of the hand with a straight disc. And you want to hit within the last meter of the hill. Paige throws it beautifully. Ooh. Very fortunate, and Katrina knows it.
What?
And that's just the most common thing I see here. The left, the right, that's the biggest mistakes on this hole. Katrina Allen's second shot, looking to get up there and get a par. That's the left. That's going to be a meaty putt. I mean, hey, 35 feet, that's nothing for a pro. It turned out better than I thought.
Let's see if she'll throw that little jumper that she likes from there.
I liked Lydia's forehand upshot a few holes ago. She's got a pretty good forehand. I haven't seen that from her a lot. She'll have a lengthy putt at par.
Lining up the stepper here. Let's see if she can get enough juice on it. 60 feet, but well uphill.
Lydia using the PA5 for this long putt.
Ooh.
Oh, solid bid and hits the koozie. That was a lucky sit down. I've seen them hit the koozie and do some dirty dancing right down the hill.
Yeah, especially sometimes when they come in with speed, they can do stuff, but also those slow ones can stand up, and luckily it's just flat enough up there. Missy having to straddle out and high right off the band. Her putting is looking super strong so far.
Ooh, Katrina cashing that putt. Let's get a run back.
Katrina getting it up, knowing there's that tailwind somewhere out there. Not really coming through the woods, but yeah, she really likes that range. I feel like she'd rather be just outside than just inside so she can throw that jumper.
Paige with the CTP of the group. Nice short putt for her. She made that hole look super easy.
Yeah, 4 birdies on the front 5 for Paige. She's here to score today. I like how Lydia went to maybe a more understable putter than what she normally would have for that uphill jump putt. Something to note for you guys at home. It'll help push the disc straight.
This looks perfect. Off the basket. Now it's rolling. It's headed for the OB. This needs to sit. Oh my goodness, it's safe! Right on the line. She's gonna have about a 30-foot putt for the win. Okay, here we go. The putt is up. Boom, it's in! Strong side with authority. What an incredible moment. Yes!
Air Spectrum is Prodigy's new line of premium lightweight discs in the mid-range, fairway, and distance driver models. You can now get beautiful bursts of color no matter your preferred weight. Bag one today at prodigydisc.com.
Hole 6, a technical hole playing right in the range of all these players at 267 feet. You want to penetrate straight for the first half of the flight, and then once you hit this gap right here, you want to just tail off to the right ever so slightly. You'll see a lot of forehands push flat here with a late fade. I think this one really suits the flat backhand with an understable disc with a little bit of height. That'll drag to the right late. Seems like the biggest line to me.
Shue up first, throwing a comet off the tee. Pulls it a little left, but she gets that world champ love and kicks back into the fairway.
Missy getting a little more turn out of the hand, but just a bit too much.
As you mentioned, you really need the height, and then you can just float all the way down there to the basket. I like the turn on it, though.
Katrina inside, but looks like she missed enough to almost have a chance, but there's a few more trees over on that right side. Most likely just a pitch up for par from there. Lydia following suit and hoping to squeeze through, and she gets fortunate over there. The woods showing you guys how it can kind of dole out some random punishment sometimes.
Shue's forehand chip shots have been looking really fresh lately. Like that.
Yeah, Katrina kind of goes to that little spin step through and just looking to get that one up and move on. Missy, though, we know what she wants, and just not quite able to give it enough spin from there. It was a long putt, about 85 feet.
Lyons for birdie. Trickles out left side. That'll be a couple of cleanups here from the card. No birdies on the 6th. You hate to let this one get away from you. It's such a shorty. It's just right there.
Yeah, it's funny to see them all score par, as this hole actually played exactly at even par for the day. On a day where 4 holes played under par. We had a bunch of holes playing just barely over or right at even, though. I think that's a showing of a good course, good score separation. I believe this is one of the better FPO tracks on the tour.
Let's check out hole 7. 429 feet, a par 4. You have this very demanding tee shot, super tight tunnel, no room for error. Fly out here into this green field, land anywhere. Then you have an easy upshot into this green. This is a very gettable par 3. As long as you have a clean drive and you can see the basket, it should be a very standard 3. If you kick off, miss the Mando anywhere right or left, you know, your chances of par or birdie diminished greatly. This is a perfect shot from Paige Shue. That's exactly what you're looking for. Only way it could be better is if maybe it was further and she got a putt at it. I mean, that's pretty much ideal.
Really, like Holly said, anything that gets through to the daylight, even that is going to be pretty solid. But ideally, you get another 100 feet like Paige, and now you're having a 180-foot approach that you can really give a bid almost.
And that was a bit pulled from Katrina. Didn't hit the line.
I feel like she's having some footing issues or something, maybe early in the morning, just trying to find the consistency on the tees.
Beautiful gap hit from Lyons, another ideal shot. So 3 good shots. Katrina a bit off her mark, but again, this is a par 4, so very scrambleable from here.
Yeah, and she wasn't too far down there, and smartly chips this one up. She's going to be able to take a 4 from that spot. Not quite enough turn in that tailwind for Missy. Maybe a straight to understable mid-range there.
Lydia's upshot turned over a bit and got caught up, but she's looking right at the basket, so she should be able to get a par from there.
I'm noticing a great reach back on Lydia's throw, and as she matures as a player, I'll look for her to get that head to stay forward a little longer, especially on those gap shots when you get in the woods.
And Shue's drive was so good, she had a standstill putter up shot.
Ooh, fortunate little jump off of the railroad tie step there for Katrina. You don't see that happen. I don't know if I've ever seen something like that.
Love that premium plastic skip. We have a little collection area here at the bottom of the hill, and Missy's landed in it.
Yeah, it is
casual
casual.
water, so you just take the first available lie directly behind the disc.
Yeah, tricky because you want to jump that one, but you can't jump down into the water. So
I mean, you can if
You
you want
can.
to sacrifice your shoes, your socks, and your pants.
ankles, knees, shins. No.
It's a little early to have the wet foot, you know? Maybe like hole 14 and after.
Yeah.
All right, we have Paige Shue for birdie.
She went to more of a kind of pull the disc to the left side of the body, like a half throw right there to get power. That putt is very far up the hill. I know you can tell it's uphill on the camera, but until you get down in that bowl, it's really hard to give it the from there. And I've got to say, something about the game planning of this course really is satisfying to me. I feel like you can throw kind of the same tee shot on hole 4 and hole 7. You can match hole 6 to hole 8 kind of with the angle, and almost hole 5 and 11 to me as well. So I don't know, there's something about this course, the rhythm to it that I really enjoy. And the 8th is the shortest hole on the course, one of the shortest par 3s you'll see on the tour at 213 feet, but this gap might not be more than 9 feet wide when you get to this pinch point here. And the way these leaves are really starting to pop up in the trees, it feels more and more crowded with the ceiling each day we've been here. Really looking to land this one, circle's edge short and slide on up into the dryness here. You'll see some players kind of air the hill and go down long, and there could be some bad rollaways on this green.
Paige Shue up first, throwing a steady. She gets caught up on the right side. I feel like this hole is very reminiscent of how you should play Las Vegas. Land a little short and scoot up to the basket. If you land at this basket, you're likely to go way down the hill and have a long comeback putt. Missy doesn't look like she scoots too far, still in the circle.
Yeah, and one of those holes to me, if you have a baseline disc even versus a premium plastic disc that you like at this range, I think that could be advantageous, and that is beautifully thrown by Katrina.
Katrina with the steady BL right by the basket. Let's see if Lydia Lyons can get inside the circle here on this shorty.
Lydia looking to beat that guardian tree, and she should have a pretty nice comeback. Looks like she has a wide open window between the bushes there.
I feel like that grass really helps slow down the disc.
Ooh, unfortunate tree hit there from Paige. There's a lot of trees if you kick off to the right. A lot of thin trees to navigate.
This is Paige's third shot, so she'll be dropping in a bogey here on hole 8. We have Gannon for bird.
Having to go to the straddle with that side slope here. It's definitely a little steeper than it looks on camera, and proves to be troublesome for her there.
Lydia cashing the birdie putt with her PA3. Well done.
Yeah, it's kind of nice when you're down at the bottom of the hill there. They get to jam it up at the basket, run it safely.
Katrina getting that birdie putt. Katrina putting with the Pro Series Swirl Steady BL, which is exclusive on her website at katrinaallen.com.
Threw one off the tee and putted one, or at least the same mold, so. Goes to show being simple is good sometimes, y'all. And a dab from Paige Shue.
Bogey dab.
You're welcome. Ace Run
Ace
Pro.
Run Pro.
That's right.
Let's get it. I gotta get me one of those. Welcome back, hole 9. Our first par 5 coming in at 519 feet. I absolutely love this tee shot. You have to watch out for the ceiling, it's low. If you you can land here, but the ideal shot makes it over this hill and lands right about here. Then if you're really good that day, you can get all the way up to the green and possibly get an eagle. I feel like this is a generous par 5. It allows a little room for error. So I'd like to see some 4s on this hole and maybe even a 3 if we're lucky. Let's see if Katrina Allen can get to the ideal landing zone. It's probably my favorite tee shot on the course. And She keeps looking at her shoes, as you mentioned. I don't know if she's having
Slipped on this hole.
footing issues on the tee or the shoes or what's going on, but
It seems like she's maybe just slipping a little bit and rotating faster than she thinks because she's been pulling it right consistently, it seems like.
ooh, Lydia giving that tree a haircut. And I'd be happy with that. She can easily pitch down to the flats there and play this for birdie.
And if you're familiar with this course from years past, you'll see that fresh tree trunk on the ground there off the tee in front of the first tree in the middle to beat. There used to be another big trunk right there. And that trunk to me used to be a little bit over punishing and really ruined some good shots. And Paige catching the height bar that you gotta beat. Her and Katrina have a lot of work to do here. Looking to just pick up a 5 at this point and don't do too much. That was a well-placed shot there. Stuck on the thorny vines that you'll find
Yeah,
a lot of
rough
out
is
here.
extra rough. Very thick vines and thorns. I mean, look at Paige. It's crazy.
Definitely a course not uncommon to at least have a couple bloody shots throughout a course of a tournament.
I just noticed her disc is actually stuck in the bush. So she pitches out, but I felt like she could have done a little better with that pitch out. You know, a better positioning would have been ideal, but again, I guess from there, you're just looking to get to the flats and then you can play it for par.
As you can see, some of these fairways are clean cut, but as soon as you get in the rough, it's a literal Simpsons wall of trees, if you will.
It looks to be good. I mean, it's doable from there. It's doable. Let's see if Katrina Allen can land in a more favorable position. Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that skip. Perfect.
This little corner is very pinch point, so often you'll see players just left or right of it, so being just in the middle like that shows Katrina's accuracy.
Missy's drive kicked really far left into the woods, so she's also playing the scramble game at this point. Just looking to get back out into that open area.
Yeah, this is a hole that's always offered tons of scoring separation. The 3 is available, as Holly said, but it'll also grab 7s and 8s throughout the day, sometimes worse.
It can get away from you over here. All right, now we're back to business. Missy in the short stuff. You can see the basket.
Lydia, nice touch shot, and that's good ground play there.
It's possible to get all the way to the green from here.
Missy throwing that same disc she threw on the last tee shot and just not
came out
quite.
a little early left.
Paige.
I've been there.
Yeah.
You've got another, similar to the tee shot, there's another low hanging branch that you have to contend with to get up to the basket. She's not even trying to, just another position shot. But again, I feel like she's still out of position yet again.
Yeah, I feel like
Man,
it's
it's
kind of
just-
been a snowball after that first lazy layup. I think just getting it out in the middle
Yes.
there could have helped save her a stroke or two down the line.
You just can't let anything slip away out here. As soon as you do, it just snowballs. All right, let's see if Shue can clean this up here.
Checking her swing, still has the bushes, making sure she's staying honest. And gonna have a tester. Let's see if she pulls out that strong putting that she's known for. Katrina looking down the ideal window here after a very good second shot. And that'll be a pretty simple 5 for Katrina. Missy busting out the rare forehand on that one.
I appreciate all the spectators coming out to watch the players, especially the FPO division. Shue gave it a bid, but this hole has just stole her lunch money today. There it is, tapping in a double. That'll be a 7 for Shue on hole 9.
Yeah, tough way to finish after those 4 birdies in the first 5 holes.
Katrina with a successful scramble after a pretty errant tee shot.
Lydia hasn't really got anything going, but honestly, being still at even right now, if she can start it going on the back with this birdie on the 9th, I think she's still right there in the mix.
And Missy Gannon taking a bogey here on the 9th. It's a great back-to-back birdies for Lydia Lyons.
Absolutely, the rest of the card kind of had some struggles on those holes, and Lydia showing what she's about.
Let's check out our leaderboard here. After the front 9 of this card, we've got Ella Hansen showing up in first, Kristen Tatar returning back to tour in second, and Sai Ananda, her first full year on tour, also tied in second. Haley King and Lisa Fakis, those are some names we're all familiar with. We appreciate you guys tuning in to this round 1 front 9 coverage of the 2023 Waco Annual Charity Open. It's been a lot of fun checking out these talented women and these wooded holes. It's my favorite part of the course. If you'd like to check me out on Instagram, I'm at O Finley, and my partner here,
I'm at Connor O'Reilly, and my PDJ number 99648. Also on YouTube, trying to get that going weekly. I played a little Air Jordan 1 battle against James Conrad, so go check that out. We did that at the Beast here.
we'll see you guys for the back 9.